Hey guys, so after you've installed RoboFont, all you need to do is open it up. I have mine in the dock right down here. And after a short loading screen, there's not going to be any sort of launch window. So just to make sure we have the right version, I'm going to open up um, the About window just from the application menu. And the things that we're going to be talking about in this course apply to version 4.4, but other versions in and around that version, all of this stuff should still apply. And of course, if anything changes, we'll come back and make an edit. But to get started, to get to know RoboFont, we're just going to go up to File, New. And the first window that opens when you start a new font is the Font window. So this is a window that contains all the glyphs in your font and little tiles, and they're grayed out because obviously you haven't drawn those glyphs yet. So um, the the heart of your font in RoboFont is going to live in this main font window, but if you double click on a glyph, it will open up a glyph window. So the glyph window is a pretty basic window. It has a white area where you're going to be drawing your glyph, and it has two gray areas on the other side for to represent outside of the bounds of your glyph. And these are the two basic windows that you're going to be spending most of your time in with RoboFont. The next window that you'll be using is this one called Space Center. You can also get to it from Window, Space Center. Space Center is a window when you've drawn glyphs in your font. It will show all those glyphs in context, so it's very important for getting to work with your font in a dedicated context in RoboFont. And it will help with your spacing, as the title suggests. The next most important window you can find by going to Window Inspector or typing Command I. And this is the Inspector panel. So the Inspector panel will change as you are working on your font. It'll represent the current glyph that you're on. You can see as I'm clicking different glyph tiles, it's changing in this this area here, and it's going to have all the sort of information about your glyph. It also contains a transform panel, which we will get to when we're working with a glyph, and it contains tables of certain data that makes up a glyph, which may or may not be helpful as you're drawing. So anything that is helpful to you, you can expand, and anything that you don't want to have shown, you can just click the little arrow and hide it. And these are the basic windows that make up RoboFont. In addition, there are a couple of different views and tabs for the font window, and we'll get to that in the next section. But first I want to go over the history of RoboFont a little bit and why it is the way it is today.